Well, that'll do it. All right, so now we're finally live. We know that we had technical difficulties earlier before. We couldn't give you anything in the first half, but we will be ready to give you second half action in a little while.
Stony Brook Medicine Advanced Imaging with locations in Comac, Stony Brook, and coming soon to Riverhead. They are all fully equipped with radiology practices offering same-day appointments and fast test results. And partner to launch Lax Cares, a new grant program will receive $2,000.
At H2N, we play to win. Architecture, engineering, sustainability. We compete to be the best there is. We believe in teamwork, working together, building together, winning together. Go Seawolves!
Island Federal gives you great rates, but when you look closer, you'll see that Island goes beyond the rate to make banking simple, easy, and convenient. Surcharge-free ATMs on Long Island, and more than 105,000 all across the country. That's more ATM access than Island gives you the most ATMs.
At Island, we always go beyond the rate.
The Long Island State Veterans Home at Stony Brook University provides
So we'll be going with a quick recap of the first half. Stony Brook was very dominant after tied up at 2 early on. They went on a 9-1 run where they now have an 11-3 lead here at halftime. And the biggest player up the first half was Karen O'Miller, putting up 5 points at first half, 4 goals and an assist. One of the star seniors on the team along with Allie Kennedy here on Senior Day.
My dentist recommended a specialist. I met the team. They made me feel very
Trust your care to the specialist. We're here.
In this game because they are suffering.
New York Cancer and Blood Specialists conquering cancer together.
Most often so far this season. We'll take a quick break and So let's go back now to LaValle Stadium here. We're just 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. Stony Brook with an 11-3 lead against the UMBC Retrievers. Both teams have punched their ticket into the America East tournament, but Stony Brook for the eighth season in a row have clinched the America East regular season title, and they are looking to go for 8 straight America East titles. We're going with some quick stats from the first half. Who else to be very successful for Stony Brook but Taryn O'Miller with 4 goals in the first half, along with Allie Kennedy firing up with 3 goals. Taryn O'Miller is a great assist machine, has been looking quite very stud-like. And Allie Kennedy and Taryn O'Miller is really quite the ferocious duo that you need to watch out for no matter where you are in women's lacrosse. So another quick update in men's lacrosse on the Stony Brook side. They trail Vermont 8-7 at the half. But UMBC last check in the second, they lead NJIT 9-3. With NJIT's win, the men's lacrosse team will have to be playing at Baltimore for the America East men's lacrosse tournament. Stony Brook dropped 2 nail-biters to Retrievers this season in men's lacrosse. Both of them were in overtime. But Stony Brook will not be deterred in their attempts to try and come back and try and shock UMBC in their home turf. They were very close to doing that last time. We'll see if they have the chance to try and get back to the America East tournament for the first time since 2012. They have been to the tournament 3 times. They'll say they have that ability soon, but first they need to get past Vermont to have a good seeding that could give them a chance to make it to the America East Championship. Stony Brook hasn't seen the America East Championship in pretty much a while from the looks of it. So we're just about 10 seconds left to begin the second half. Stony Brook looking that way. They already clinched the top seed, so nothing else to play for them in conference otherwise, except for keeping a good ranking and trying to win impressively, as they're trying to keep their hopes of having a top 8 seed alive. There are many teams that could also vie for it. North Carolina, at the top seed, they are already guaranteed no matter what happens. The 2 seed could be holding to Northwestern or Syracuse. The 3 seed could either be one of those. 4th seed could quite possibly be Boston College. The 5th seed could be their game. We'll see what happens with the 6th and 7th seeds. They're showing a little bracketology that says that Drexel could be ahead of Stony Brook because of their impressive performance so far this year. Drexel did play against UAlbany and defeated the Great Danes 15-10. Stony Brook has looked better against UAlbany than Drexel has, so it'll be very iffy to see what happens. Our expectation is still that Stony Brook's going to be winning the whole thing and have their name once again heard Sunday, May 9th at 9 o'clock. That's when this election show for the NCAA Women's Lacrosse Tournament will be heard.
Now the case for the Seawolves number 3, Haley Hunt.
We now begin the second half here at LaValle Stadium, and a goalie change after Cameron Halsell didn't have to get too much dirty work down other than giving up 3 goals in the first half and getting 3 saves. The freshman Haley Hunt, who saw action against UMBC back on March 5th, will be playing now. She had a career-high 10 saves, and this freshman could be making some headway soon. So now for the face-off, it goes up in the air, and it's won by Allie Kennedy. So Stony Brook starters still in this game. They do have an 8-goal lead, so you just want to make sure that you can hold on to your lead as long as you can before putting in your backup players. Stony Brook with the ball now. So Kennedy gets over to the top for Poulis, who has a goal in this game. Kaylee Huff with the possession of the ball. She goes to the back of the cage for O'Miller. Miller with it. Let's go over to the right side now, finding Poulis. To her left for Kennedy. Kennedy with possession. Trying to push it inside, got double teamed, had to go back to the cage. Finds Considine. Now she'll go over to Kinsley. Kinsley's getting some playing time today. It's not really a starter. Nearly lost it, picks it back up to Considine. Considine going out to the green. She finds Kennedy at the shot clock gone by. UMBC trying to keep up a good defense. It's the 10 saves that have made it, has kept this game from being where it is right now rather than being worse. As O'Miller with it, trying to move it around with a shot. She scores! Goal number 5 for Taryn O'Miller. She just continues to put up quite an amazing performance today. And she has been really rocking it out. Who else but her could probably be America East Player of the Week this week? But because of Stony Brook, they don't really get too many weekly awards because they're always so dominant. They're currently the American East Committee might want to give more people a chance every now and then. So like that, Stony Brook now leads 12-3, just a minute and 3 into this contest. Deanna Miller is not stopping, and we'll see whether or not she eventually comes out. The more starters stay out there, the more likely Stony Brook is to once again get their way into a 20-burger. They already had a 20-burger on Wednesday when they had 22 goals against New Hampshire up in Durham. That was the most amount of goals in a season for Stony Brook since the 2018 America East Championship. So we have another face-up between Verhulst and Halschuk. Stony Brook has won the draw control battle so far today, 9-6. They've looked good with all their clear attempts, has converted on all 10. UMBC has had 11, but has only gotten on 8 of them. Ball's up in the air, and it's won by the Seawolves again. Somebody other than Allie Kennedy this time, and that was Claire Levy. Levy coming into this contest, she has had 21 draw controls. And for her today, that's her first. Stony Brook once again with possession, with a chance here to get the ball, get the goal, and start making it a running clock. Kaylee Huff with it, trying to weave her way in. She had to go out to the back of the cage, it seemed, for Kinsley. Kinsley to her right for Poulis. Out to her right, she'll go to Rafferty. To the left wing of the fan, Kennedy, trying to switch it inside. Retrievers defense wise to her. Kinsley with the ball, the back of the cage. Trying to move it around, trying to find an assist. She's inside the arc. She'll take a shot. She scores! Wait, that was O'Miller again? Taryn O'Miller is not dying down anytime soon. 6 goals now for number 21. This is unbelievable. Taryn O'Miller is looking like quite a ferocious weapon, getting their huge workload down today. And like that, Stony Brook has just initiated the running clock. They now lead 13-3. 6 goals for Taryn O'Miller is a really huge milestone for her. And like that, a timeout is called. So bear in mind with me, ladies and gentlemen, because I am going to check for myself to see how Taryn O'Miller, how many goals in a game Taryn O'Miller has gotten. That is a career high. Reminds me of this performance for her back against Syracuse last year when the Seawolves pulled off the ultimate upset against the Orange 17-16. Unlike the loss that Stony Brook had 16-6 at Syracuse back in February, Syracuse, mind you, looks really different from that last contest. Even though there was no Emily Harris-Chuck in that game, and she's not in for the rest of the season due to an injury, a lot more players have been lost for Syracuse, like Meg Carney. But that has not stopped Syracuse from looking pretty dominant. One of the reasons why Syracuse got their win against Boston College yesterday, it was a really tough nail-biter.
8-6-6-2.
But still, when Taryn O'Miller stays on the team, she is really
University Athletics.
This makes a lot of people question about what would have happened back in 2018 if O'Miller did not tear her ACL in the second round of the NCAA tournament. Stony Brook did win that game, of course, against UPenn 18-5, but they lost to Boston College in the quarterfinal in double overtime 13-12. If O'Miller was in that game, then there would have been a much more better chance Stony Brook would have seen their first ever trip to the national semifinals, which was, of course, at their own home stadium at LaValle Stadium. They could not defend it. And there is still speculation about where the first and second and quarterfinal round games are going to be for the NCAA tournament this year. But the committee has already kept it in mind that the semifinals championship will be hosted at Johnny United Stadium at Towson University. Stony Brook would love to go back there for the second time this year, as they've done playing UAlbany and UMBC 2 times this season. Most likely he'll be playing both of them 3 times soon. Looks that way here. And the face-off after the timeout. It's being fought for. Almost looked like Verhulst had it, and Halschuk is able to pick it up. So UMBC will need to look to try and get a little stride down, as they've had some trouble, and a turnover is forced as Stony Brook will get. Allie Kennedy using her speed. She may have some numbers. She'll have to slow it down. And Kennedy will set it up the right wing. Going to keep an eye to see on Taryn Miller if she is out or if she's going to try and stay in. Because she can go for a career high in goals if she wants to today. Kaylee Huff working from the right side and with the arc has to move out. Going over to Rafferty with an errant pass and nearly went out of bounds but is picked up by Bridget Considine eventually. 26:45 left to go in the second half. Stony Brook close to going 12-2 this year, going 8-0 in conference play. Kaylee Huff with the ball as the Seawolves lead 13-3. She's working around the back of the cage, running towards the left side, out to the green. She'll go out to the left wing of the fan. She'll go to Kennedy, and they work around the world to Rafferty, and then to Kinsley. Rafferty with the ball. Look for somebody available. It's actually Sarah Poulos going inside. Oh, not behind the back. She scores! Are you kidding me? How about that? Hang on a second, ladies and gentlemen. We need to see this for ourselves. Is it? Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, that behind the back goal has given Taryn O'Miller a new career high. How about you put that in Sports Center top 10? Behind the back goal for your new career high in goals. This is just nuts. How many more words can we put up for Taryn O'Miller today? She is worthy of American East Player of the Week, 100%. 14-3 Stony Brook. I don't know how anybody can stop her. She has just been, she has really been working it hard and loose. Her final regular season game here at LaValle Stadium, this is how you go off with a bang. Stony Brook up 14-3 as the clock continues to wind down with Stony Brook up by over 10. On the face-off, Hallstruck wins the draw control. And the ball was nearly batted away by Claire Levy, but Hallstruck's able to recover. And we have a foul called. UMBC will make the clear. As Boxty will have to work it out. Saw Giroux, so to get it back to Hallstruck. Hallstruck top of the fan. Working to the right, going inside over to Boxty. And we have a foul called inside the arc. So Claire Boxty will head to the free position up line for an opportunity to try and keep going with a little more secure. 14-3 Stony Brook is. Chance now for Boxty to try and cut it. Boxty has a goal in this game. Can she make it two? Yes, she can. Gets behind Haley Hunt. That's her fifth free position goal of the season. It's 14-4 Stony Brook. First goal for the Retrievers in the second half, just 6 minutes in. Stony Brook continues to look like quite a dominant force because Taryn O'Miller is saying, I am everything. Boxty with her second goal of the game. And UMBC wants to use this momentum, trying to get into the American East playoffs. But the only problem is, if they have to face off against Stony Brook, it's going to be hard. But consecutive games against the same opponent could call for something different. But in Stony Brook's confidence of being who they have been for quite a number of years, it tells a different story. It's also been important is that the draw control battle too. Stony Brook has won 10 of the 18 so far. So set up again between Hallstruck and Vera Hall. Ball goes up in the air, and Levy nearly had it, and Hallstruck steals it away. And the ball is nearly batted away by Claire Levy. It's being rattled around for, and foul's called on Stony Brook. So Hallstruck will be able to once again win the draw control battle for the Retrievers. 10-9 Stony Brook leads in that category, but they lead 14-4. 7 minutes gone by in the second half. Jenna McDermott with the ball. She'll go to the back of the cage. She'll find Lily Kennedy. Going over to Giroux, trying to cut it inside. No clear angle for her. Ball is loose, being fought for, and home was one of the Seawolves fell, and it does eventually get picked up by the Retrievers as Megan Hallstruck back with it. Now Boxty spinning around, couldn't get an angle inside, and with a pass that was errant, it's picked up by Sabella and tossed over to Hallsole. The pass intercepted by Hallstruck. It was a bad pass, and no clear numbers for the Retrievers, so they'll have to work it out. Oh, look, probably a rookie mistake on Haley Hunt's part. And that's the first failed attempt of this game for Stony Brook. So Boxy trying to work her way around Rafferty. She has to go to the back of the cage now for Kennedy. Kennedy out to her left to Jarreau. Jarreau going to her right now for Halschuk. Nearly rattled around by Huff, no foul called. Halschuk setting up, going behind, goes over to her right now for Boxy. Boxy with it, going over to the back of the cage, finding Kennedy. Kennedy to her left for Jarreau. Jarreau going inside of to, it was Lillian Begley, and the pass was taken away. Stony Brook able to force turnover. So Sabella using her speed. Seawolves may have numbers here. She goes over to Morgan Mitchell, goes over to Considine, going inside to Sabella, and she scores! There's the numbers that Stony Brook were able to get to before the Retrievers had a chance to regroup. And what a response as Raina Sabella fires up for her first goal of this contest. It's 15-4, Stony Brook. Sabella with just her fourth goal on the season. What an amazing shot right there by the junior. It is surely a sight to behold. Considine on the assist. Really, this is all Stony Brook with their furious push. All about it. So now Stony Brook leading 15-4 with about 20 minutes gone by. It's Verhulst and Halschuk once again for the draw for the face-off. For Megan Halschuk, after her fourth draw, she became the program record. She held the program record for the most draws in a single season. And don't forget, Megan Halschuk is just a soft, as is Charlotte Verhulst. You'll probably be seeing these two girls face off against each other throughout the next two seasons after this. So meanwhile, we have a whistle, stoppage of play before the chance for a draw control. It looks like Stony Brook's positioned themselves in a way that it's UMBC's ball. Verhulst is confused, as am I. We don't have anything clear on what's going on. You should hear it over the speakers shortly. Meanwhile, Jarreau has it. She tried to get a pass over, and there was another foul.
Stony Brook green card assessed to Kaylee Huff. 1 minute.
So as you heard over the loudspeaker, green card on Kaylee Huff. Trying to get a pass over to Schludenberg. She could not. It was a good chance for a goal, but it's turned over by Stony Brook. And for UMBC, this is pretty much laying a goose egg after you were coming 27-goal game, which is the most goals scored ever by an American East team. Stony Brook has no intention of doing that because they just want to continue to play our game. They're not looking to try and rush it like the Retrievers did. 43 combined goals in that game. And it was one wicked one to watch. Stony Brook has the ball now. They're slowing it down, no need to rush. 40 on the shot clock. 18:59 left to go here in the game. So here it is now with Allie Kennedy. She gets over to Acetella, top of the arc. Whistle shown. It was a flag shown actually, and now it's a whistle called against the Retrievers. So Kira Acetella for a free position opportunity. She is 1 of 3 this year, trying to get her 8th goal of this season. Sizing up against Roberts. So working around for the right, and she goes off the ground and she scores. The lower right-handed shot by Kira Acetella. What an amazing display on that one, fighting past Lexi Roberts. And now it's 16-4 Stony Brook. She is rocking it as well. That is some good props for the sophomore midfielder, who came into this contest 1 of 3, and now she is 2 of 4.
He rolls, free position goals, goes under the line, Kara Acetella.
For Kara Acetella, that's her 5th goal of this season, according to the stats. I had that at 7. I'll keep it down as 8. But it's not a wild game for Stony Brook where they're to try and get into the 20-burger. The more they ramp that up, the more they can do it. And we have a good update to watch out with today, as Stony Brook in men's lacrosse has a 10-9 lead after Chris Piquel puts the Seawolves up 10-9 in the third. Stony Brook needs this win to keep hope of a top seed alive, but UMBC is keeping that diminished as they have a stronghold lead against the NGIT Highlanders. Stony Brook can be a 2 seed, just give them a chance to try and get past the semifinal round if they can. So face-off upcoming, again between Verhulst and Halschuk. I'm surprised that Just Belina hasn't really shown anything different. And by anything different, a different face-off player for the Seawolves. Meanwhile, it's being fought for, and the one who has the most speed to get there is Giroux. She spins around as Verhulst fell down. Not much contact with no whistle called. So Giroux will settle up to the top of the kick to the. So it'll be a free position opportunity now for Claire Box. Quickly on UMBC. Go over to Haley Huff. Whenever trying to fight off with numbers, they lose it quickly. Allie Kennedy going out to the back of the cage. Sarah Poulis has that. That's Rebecca Kinsley. So Cannon Hart doesn't seem like she's playing today, but there's no sense of urgency for her to be lost. There's urgency for her to play. She is shown to be active and ready to play if need be. As the pass over to one of the Seawolves is lost and is picked up by UMBC. Another rare turnover on the Seawolves' part, and so UMBC will get it back. They haven't gone midfield yet, and an area pass is turned over and picked up by Kinsley. They'll work quickly with numbers. Going over to the right for a Huff. Shot is wide off the post, and it stays with the Seawolves as Allie Kennedy will pick it up, and UMBC has it. Maybe one of her closest, actually. So, it's Katie Choco Miller. 8 goals. Taryn Miller is still here. I don't know why, but this is just completely unbelievable to watch because Taryn Miller is really heating it up. This has been one heck of a career day for Taryn O'Miller, as she hits up to her 8th goal of this contest. Is now at 17-4 Stony Brook. I mean, what gives Taryn O'Miller this ability to do so well today? This is not something that you really see from her most often this year. It's been more of her assists that's been dominating than her goals, but she's been more focused on getting job done herself today. 9 points. That's also a career high. I don't know if I remember the last time there was a Seawolf that had 8 goals in a game. It could have been Courtney Murphy. It could have been Kylie O'Miller. It could have been any of them. We really need to recheck. We really need to look at the record books and see if there's any possibility that we can look over the last time somebody had this much, or if anybody's even done it. Meanwhile, the face-off is being fought for. Kennedy's trying to pick that one up. Halschuk steals it away. Halschuk being dominant with the draw controls this year. It's going to make her very tough in the America East. But even so, doesn't mean that the offense is going to ignite because they've only had 4 goals today. That assist was from Sarah Poulis. Now right wing of the fan. Loxty looking for an angle inside against Rafferty. She'll look to take a shot, and it goes up high, and it's good. She's beating out Haley Hunt like that. And the 5th goal of the game belongs to Claire Boxty, and she's been pretty decent today as well. It's 17-5 Stony Brook. Well, she definitely needed that. In the likelihood that Stony Brook and UMBC are going to face each other again soon, probably on Thursday, then you're going to have to watch out for her to try and make some headway. So, bear in mind with ladies and gentlemen, I'm just very close, and I have finally found it. Taryn Miller is tied for 3rd all time in Seawolves history with goals in a game. there only ever been 6 times that Seawolves have gone. That there's been a Seawolf player that has 8 goals in a game, and all those 6 times, Courtney Murphy. Courtney Murphy has 8. Her career high is 9 that she has tied with the Demian Cook that she had in 2012. Part of that bounce back season for Stony Brook in their first year under Joe Spallina. 9 goals is the record for the most goals in a game by any Seawolf. And the points? 13. Claire Pearson against Longwood back in 2013. So you're hearing a lot of enthusiasm on the Stony Brook side. With just 10.5 minutes left to go, Stony Brook up 17-5. And we're still seeing starters like Allie Kennedy and Taryn O'Miller in, which is very unusual. But this is senior day, and for them to get as much work done in what could be their final going over to she got it to Rafferty. She tried to take a shot of it left-handed and is picked up by Lexi Roberts. Lexi Roberts still staying in this game despite allowing 17 goals. Fontana is still the second option, but she has been doing good today with the 12 saves she has. So Boxley will get it. She almost thought about a shot, but Gagnon was able to wear her out well, and she gets it over to Dolko wide open for a shot, and she'll get past Haley Hunt. Back-to-back Brook. UMBC is one of the most threatening teams in the America East besides Stony Brook and UAlbany. Makes you wonder once again what it's going to be. Meanwhile, another update as the men's lacrosse team is up by 2 heading into the 4th quarter. Chance to get the 2 seed is on the line. But the clock's still going down, even if UMBC gets another goal. Stony Brook has looked good offensively today. And you got to think that they've been doing well despite Lexi Roberts having a 12-save game so far. Commendable on the seniors' end. We'll see what they try to do here. If there's any chance at all, which does look very unlikely now. So as a whistle, the face-off won by Allie Kennedy. She gets the draw control. She's been working really well with that today. That's her 6th in this contest. Allie Kennedy breaking speed. Shot is saved by Lexi Roberts. It goes off her stick and picked up by Kaylin Hart. And she's finally getting some play action today. All the effort that this senior goalie is having, she really wanted to shine out in her last regular season game of her career, it looked like. She's doing that in saves, but not in goals. And the shot is good, and this one is Kaylin Hart. And not having played for a little while, she finally comes in and gets her first goal of the game. And it's 18-6 Stony Brook. Kaylin Hart able to find the action from the right side of the crease by working in against Lexi Roberts. Stony Brook's offense continuing to heat up. This is exactly looking quite elusive as well today. This has been quite a fun game to watch if you're a Seawolves fan. Just wait till Thursday when you get a lot more of a tournament feeling in. That game will be broadcasted on 90.1 FM WUSB Stony Brook, as opposed to the game, women's lacrosse game you're listening into right now. Thank you for joining us. This is Zach Wilson with 7:10 left to go in the second half. Stony Brook up 18-6. Their 12th win of the season, their 10th straight, and their 8th conference win of the season to close out the conference regular season is in sight. Burhulst continues to stay at the draw control. Stony Brook continues to own that category. Actually, it's all tied up at 12 between both the Seawolves and the Retrievers in that draw control. And the face-off is won by Halschuk. There were a lot of qualities for UMBC this season has given them that bid into the America East playoffs, which is the draw controls that Megan Halschuk has been working well with, and the impressive defensive ends of the goalie by Lexi Roberts. And a foul called on Kaylee Huff. It was drawn up by Diamond Giroux. Reigning America East Rookie of the Week. She'll have to work it from outside the fan, so no free position opportunity here for her. Halschuk with the ball to the right now for Boxty. Boxty trying to work inside against Kennedy. She'll have to move it out to the back of the cage. She finds Kennedy. Lily Kennedy it is. Now Jerome back with it. Back over to Lily. Lily going back to Claire. It's over to Halschuk. Back over to Claire right wing. After shot clock gone by. And the ball is knocked out of the air and picked up by Kennedy. And she got hit. And Boxley tried to take it back from her, but the foul is called. Well, Kennedy not having a big day. She does have 4 goals so far, or 3 rather, but that doesn't mean she can play well. That she is not doing the best that she can. She has 6 draw controls and 3 ground ball pickups. So Raina Sabel will be able to get it. She'll cross the timeline and finds Ali Kennedy for the clear. Seawolves will work it. Taryn Miller still in. 1 goal away from tying the all-time record for goals in a game. Can O'Miller do it? There is 5 minutes left to try. Here she is with the ball. She'll go to the right for Kennedy. Then she'll go to her right for Huff. Seawolves working it around. To the top back is Kennedy at the fan. To her left, she'll go to Huff. Huff trying to push her way inside, trying to draw it away so Kennedy will be open. It nearly was. She'll take her shot that went wide high, and it goes out of bounds, stays with Stony Brook. 36 seconds on the shot clock. Kevin Hart with it. Goes over for a shot and saved by Lexi Roberts. And it was picked up by one of the retrievers, and that was Dia Moore. And she gave it over to Lexi. I guess you could say that Lexi Roberts is probably having a career day in saves, but the goals that she allowed has not helped the retrievers at all. Stony Brook's offense just too elusive. Meanwhile, from back at the cage after Gagnon wore her out. UMBC Rich getting the pass over. It was Aaron, but it's picked up by Schluberger. Tried to get a shot. It was deflected, and Hunt is out of range. She'll have to get it over to Carl. Honey Hunt was not in the net, but Seawolves defense working well, and a foul called on the retrievers. Deanna Weisenberger coming into the game, and she'll work it. Haley Hunt was dangerously outside of the crease, way outside, but fortunate enough that the Seawolves defense was able to bail her out. This has been really showing why Stony Brook has the best defense in the conference. Always has, and probably always will, as long as Josephine stays with the reins. So Miller has it with 3.5 minutes to go. Ali Kennedy to her right. Huff with it. She'll go working around. Lexi Carrera. As the right wing of the fan, she'll go to the top for Huff. Huff to her left for Kennedy. Kennedy being patient, not looking to waste any time. They're wearing it down as the Seawolves are continuing to start feeling that fun as we got a substitution, Rebecca Kinsley, coming out. 40 on the shot clock. And so Siobhan Rafferty will check in for her. Is obviously knowing that just like the shot and it goes wide and it goes towards the right. And so Carrera pick it up, has to get it quickly to O'Miller, has to go over to Lawrence, and will it go count? I don't think it will. Nope, the goal was made after the shot clock hit 0. I don't know who it was that nearly had that goal. Could have been Lexi Carrera. That was really close. UMBC will pick it back. Well, less than 2 minutes to go. And this is probably what the other thing that Stony Brook wanted to do was milk out the time so the game would be over very soon. Just almost an hour and a half that this game has gone through. It's all because of the running clock. Boxty with the ball. Seawolves will prepare for UMBC in the likelihood on Thursday unless Vermont loses. We're also trying to see what's up with that Vermont game because that will also bring up implications. It could have some implications indeed. Whistles being called. With just 50 seconds left to go. Stony Brook once again with a chance to get a double-digit win for the second time in back-to-back games.